Alrighty. Okay. Camera B. Green on. Hello everybody, it's me. Today we do not have the head cam. Instead we have the crown to keep the hair out of my face. My head cam's out of battery, so I forgot to charge that, so no head cam today. Okay, well, no me standing either today, I guess. That's so frustrating. It's okay, I have another battery. Bear with me for one moment. I can't believe that happened. Let's see, how's that looking? It looks like it's okay. How do I set this back? Better up here so I can charge that. Now we're cruising. Hold on. Let's see. Yep. Alright, great. Sorry about that, but no head cam today because the battery is dead. And so instead we got the crown on. So I'm going to start throwing here. I'm not going to do music today. So today we are in the abyss throwing. So I'll see you guys over there in a second. Green off. There we go. Everything's battery's dead. That's what happens if I forget for just one day to charge this stuff. Everything's just dead. Everything's just dead. Camera A. Alright, so if I'm over here right now, I see this. I also see that we haven't changed our water yet. So first I'm going to do is get myself a new batch of water. Now, you know, I don't want to mess around too much today. So today's going to be kind of a quick day, hopefully, unless I fail, obviously, right? But I do have work here in a little bit, and I need to go to work. I'll close this so my neighbors don't think I'm crazy. And we'll start throwing. Get this one here. Okay. Got a little bit of water on this edge. Saturate that ever so slightly. And bring that all the way to the edge there. There you go. That's a nice base to start with. Slap that down. Push this down here. Right, and so you can see, like, what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to get this so it's as close to center as possible before I even start throwing. Bond that edge, that bottom edge, to the wheel using a little bit of water and then tucking in our fingers so it creates this almost like a little undercut, but it just seals that so then you can push on it and it's not just gonna slide right off the wheel, right? Sometimes if it doesn't have a good stick and then you start pushing it, it just comes right off. And so that's really important for me, is to just seal that bottom. I just wanted to rip. Okay. I'm gonna keep it chill. So you can see I have so many little pockets that are just ripping off right there. I'm gonna go right up here. Okay. Nice. Right. Down. Hammer fist right on the top. Pull that back ever so slightly. Right, keep that fist down. You want it to be almost like glass. Look at that. Great. Okay, so we're going to open this up here. On the bottom, it's going to be a little bit wobbly, right? That's okay. Add some water, and then you really want to just cut through that bottom ledge. Don't let the clay move you. You got to move the clay. As soon as you lose the clay, you're done, right? You got to keep your freaking, you got to keep your wrist in this clay or else you're toast. Because the clay is wanting to move wherever your hands aren't, right? So you can see that looks a little bit. This one, I feel like if this base is a little bit crummy, so I just want to give it some extra love before I start pulling up the llama for the volcano here. Oh yeah, camera B. Camera B. There we go. Let's get some of this clay in. And we just got to be cognizant that it's not even right now. So we're going to make sure whenever we start a pole, we're going to be nice and even. And we don't want our fingers to be bumping into the clay. Right? As our fingers are going here. You know? Nice. Okay. Another one. Right at the bottom here. Actually, you know, we could just separate this out and go right into a pole. Okay. And realistically, we have one more, so we'll do one more pole. We don't need to go as thin on the top though. So get that bump. Right, so we just get this bump out. So we went way too thin on that bottom base. So you can see it's trying to buckle. So we just got to make sure we do very slow, consistent pressure on this top so we don't just destroy the bottom. So it's another one where I really got to make sure I get the water out of that base or else it's just going to just totally fall over. So let's get this water out of there. Just way too thin on the bottom, that's all. But again, like that's kind of what we want. Because we're not trimming. We want them to be thin, but we don't want them to be so thin that the water is going to cause the whole thing to collapse, right? Okay. Right down at that base. Okay. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get 6, right? Well, yeah, so it's a really squatty tree here. Push this down, pull this out ever so slightly. Get some of that clay out of there. Take this tool, keep that up right underneath that edge. Get some of that extra clay, we don't need that. Just get that edge right up underneath. Nice. The water too. Our pinkies. Slowly pulling that edge up. a little bit thin in one of the areas, so we gotta be careful. So I think we made that a little bit wonky, but that's okay. So I just split it into off center because I missed the 5 thing, and then I wanted them to be more tight rather than be even, right? If it was even, I would have left like one of the little tendrils on this bottom edge here. It would have looked a little bit too wide, so I'd rather have like a double tight one than, you know, 2 that I don't think, or just 1 less that, and then it's a lot wider. Alright, we're at the bottom here again. We're gonna get our second chunk of clay. This is the hardest chunk for today, so I'm gonna keep this down. This is right in front. A little water right on our wheel. Alright, take this, cut that off the edge there. Great. Wipe our hands off on our pants. Get ready. Smack that down. This is a little bit harder, so you gotta bring it back to life. Come on, Clay. Come on. Come on. Get back to life, yo. Right. Okay. Water always right underneath that edge, right? Okay. And you're slowly pushing that forward, right? Okay, right at the bottom again. So you got your hand in there. You're pushing that right against your palm. You're slowly going up. Alright. When we go down, we don't want to rip it. So we're going to keep it pretty close to being on center. Take our fist over the top edge. Look at that, right? Right to the palm of our hand, so we can keep that clay nice and hard, but it's also really nice and centered here too. So we're starting from that middle and bring that out. Looking nice. Alright, great. Open this middle part up. Looks great. A little bit of water on the inside here. Nice. Okay. I'm slowly cutting across that edge there. And we want to leave this on center here. So I'm trying to slowly bring this clay down. And so it's really off right now, right? Man. Today's a battle against the clay, not wanting to listen to us at all at any turn. And so we really just gotta work with it, right? You just gotta keep bashing your head against that wall. Eventually, it'll start to erode away. I take my thumb. Okay. My knuckle right at this bottom base here. One side, that's the thickness is a little bit larger, so we're trying to even that out as much as we can with these first 2 poles. Really trying to use our knuckle the most we can. Again, that clay is so hard on the bottom there. So we're just going to try our best with what we can get out of there. Start separating it out just a little bit. You just want to go up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll have 5. 1, 2. There we go. Okay, then start just open this one up. You know, actually, number 1 and number 2 kind of look similar. Push down on this edge. Pretty nice. Take this little water right on this bottom edge here. Take that off. Bring that up. Be right underneath this edge, you know. Great. A little water, pinky underneath. That's all I'm doing is I'm slowly bringing this up. Slowly bring that up. And this one, we're probably going to cut it. Like when I feel this one, I feel like this one's speaking the cut tendrils to me. Okay. So I'm going to go across. I'm going to go across. And I'm going to go across. And I'm going to go across. So we got 4. Okay. And we got to let these really curl on up and then fall where they want to, right? We don't need to babysit these ones very much, right? That one doesn't really look too great, actually. Okay, so I'm letting this. So that first one isn't too great, but the second one and the third one are a little bit better. That one looks good too. Nice. There you go. Okay, there's number 2. So number 1 and number 2 are looking pretty similar. So number 3, we got a lot of difference in this one. I guess we don't really necessarily have to, but I think for the sake of the video, it'd be nice if I have different outcomes for every pot. Okay, a little bit of water right on this edge again. Right there, that looks nice. Bring this out. Plop that down right in that middle. Push, push. All right, you gotta push that down, push that down, push that down, push that down. There we go, nice. Bottom edge. There we go, nice. Okay. Project that upwards. That's pretty good. A little bit too hard where it's still starting to rip rather than stretch the clay. The top of it is still a little bit hard, so just want to work on that a little bit more. Really using the body weight. There you go, fist coming right down on this middle part here. And slowly pulling that out. Okay, a little bit of water right in this middle part. Smooth that base out. Nice. Get a little bit of water in this bottom edge. Very slowly, we're taking this up. Get a little bit of water at this base and into knuckle at the bottom. Knuckle brings material in. So that feels good. Second pull. Alright, we'll do a high pull off this one here. So push that clay off the bottom. Start slowly lifting that hand on the interior above the hand on the exterior. And now you got this bump. And there we go. We got one more on the bottom edge here, so we're going to get that off. A little bit more water right on this top edge. So if I'm feeling this too, our top edge is a little bit thick, so we're going to thin that out ever so slightly. Just preparing for this last pull, because we don't want it to put too much tension on that top edge and all of a sudden it gets ruined, right? A little bit of water down at the base. Finger at the bottom. Project a little bump out. That's all we're doing, is we're just carrying that bump. Yeah. And so you can see it's wanting to wobble a little bit in that base, so we're going to slow down. We're not going to let it have too much tension. The top is starting to wobble too. That's okay. Just very slowly let that buckle out. Look at that, guys. Okay. So, first things first. I mean, that's pretty tall, above the elbow. So we want to get a little bit more water, because right now our water bucket has like 0 water, and there's a bunch of like clay slip in the bottom of our pot, and we want to get that out of there, especially for something that's a little bit taller. So get that out of there. Get that out of there. Okay. Get that out of there. That's pretty good. Camera A. Okay. Looks pretty good. So we'll start with our first pull. This bottom edge. Let me stop here, and so we make one full rotation. Oh no, it's wanting to collapse. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Oh, this one's toast, y'all. Let's see if we can save it. So the spiral on the bottom collapsed too much. But you can try to twist this up. Right? Look at that. So it can stay. Camera B. So it doesn't have to fully fall. And, you know, we want to sort of dress up that interior as much as we can. We don't want to put any more unnecessary pressure there, right? But just skating our fingers on this inside here. And allow that to just fall how I wanted it to fall and nest how I wanted to nest, right? And so if you just take it slow, you can sometimes save a lot of those pots that were like totally gonna just fail. Right, I mean, you saw when that spiral below it started collapsing, the clay was just too thin to support what was on top. I made the spiral probably a little bit too drastic, right? But you can see, once I just sort of defined those ridges, right, those little veins of the tree, and then it could reset right on top of itself, and save that pot, right? So pretty funky. You don't want to go too fast here. And I mean, this one's going to look crazy because there's a lot of thickness on this bottom edge here for me to pull up, right? So I'm going to just see what we can get out of this thing. Also, I'm just paying attention to the top because at any second it could just fall over in one direction. And so I just want to kind of be ready for that sort of thing to occur. So I have one gap where there's an air bubble. Okay. That's okay. I'm going to start cutting. Dandruff's up. So we want long ones too. Maybe we'll try to get 4 of them. I think 4 would look nice. Okay. So 4, 1. First one, curl this up. Let that just hang out, right? Don't make them do too much, right? Allow them to just nest where they want to. And that gives them a sense of intention on where they're placed. Almost like they just manifested or grew there, rather than being placed there, right? Take this up. This one just sitting right in that little edge there. That looks great. And if I'm looking at this, I could probably twist this top in ever so slightly more. Keep that sort of leveled in there. Okay, great. So we got this one. We'll have this one hang out just like that. I think that's gonna look kind of cool. Yeah. Camera A. Look at that, nice. Okay, we got B. Maybe we'll do B as this one because we'll leave the top one with the least amount of height. We got this one over here. I hope it's not 10 o'clock. I think it probably is. We'll see in a second when I go over there. I think I was pretty quick with the ones today, but you know, sometimes you just get lost. So how long has it been? Ooh, a little bit close there, you know. Okay, yeah, that looks okay. I want to get this front one a little bit more in focus. Okay, and we'll turn this on. Green on. Okay, so first thing, we're gonna go over here. I think this one, you know, the process of this one was very energetic. The fact that it still survived and looks okay. I think this one is the highlight for the day. The process was golden on that one. I really enjoyed making this one. It had that suspense. It had that pushed right to the edge and it still survived moment. And so I'm really vibing with this one. This one over here, you know, I messed up on one of the flaps on the bottom, right? And so I think that this one, you know, is a pretty mundane pot. There's nothing too crazy going on with it. I do like sometimes when those bottom flaps flap inward over themselves. They almost look like tea or like pottery lamps, not tea lamps, but they almost look like I don't know, some type of ceramic vessel that was used for like an oil lamp, right? They have that quality to it. And then the one on the top, I think the tendrils are okay on it, but it is a little bit too much of a square silhouette on that one. So I'm really thinking that that one could use a lot more work. Well, I'm not gonna work on it anymore, but I'm saying for the future, I think that I really need to do some more, get some more height, or if it goes squatty like that, I need to really push out the width on that top, you know, tree top. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. All the best and strong mentality.